Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my NBA DraftKings picks for Saturday, November 18th. We got a nice size slate on this Saturday, a 7-game slate. Before we get started going position by position, looking at some guys to target. If you guys could drop a like on the video, I would definitely appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do upload daily. I upload NBA videos daily. Also make NFL videos every week. So make sure you are subscribed with notifications on, so that way you'll never miss out on any of my new videos. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started today. Looking at point guard. Alright, so some point guards that I'm looking to target today. Don't think I'm going to be paying up here. James Harden's up top. He's going up against Memphis. Obviously, that's not the best matchup for Harden. He did see a nice price decrease. He decreased like over 1.5K in price. But Chris Paul's coming back. That's obviously going to cut into Harden's usage. I believe Paul, I'm not sure if he's going to have a minutes restriction today. He only played 20 minutes against the Suns on Thursday. Not sure if he's going to be on a restriction yet. We don't have any news on that. I am recording the night before. I don't think I'm going to be on Harden in a tough matchup, slow-paced matchup. Memphis does play at a slow pace. I think I'm going to be shying away from him here. Don't want to pay up for him. If you're going to pay up at point guard, I think I would go with Ben Simmons playing at home against the Warriors. Obviously, we know the Warriors played at a very fast pace. Simmons didn't play very well. These teams have faced off earlier this year, and Simmons didn't have that good of a game. Actually, kind of struggled. He only played 28 minutes. It was a blowout. I believe Golden State won by like 20 points. Simmons had 33 DraftKings points in the one game when he faced Golden State. Did only play 29 minutes. Was a blowout. I think we could see Simmons get back to normal here, 45, 50. That's the kind of floor he has. Very solid cash game play. And if this game stays close, Simmons has a ton of upside. Could definitely get 6, 7x on this price. So if you're going to pay up for point guard, I think I'd go Simmons. I'd probably prefer him over Curry. If you're just choosing between the two, I'd go with Simmons at 9,300. And then looking at point guards that are a little bit cheaper, on this 8K range, we got two guys here, Damian Lillard and Kyrie Irving. I think if you're going to choose between one of these guys, I think I would prefer Damian Lillard playing at home against Sacramento. Obviously a good matchup. The Kings, not a good defensive team. Portland is playing at home. They're probably big favorites. I haven't looked at spreads yet, but I would imagine Portland's big favorites in this game. Definitely some blowout potential here. If this game stays close, Dame has so much upside in this spot. Definitely has potential to put up 50+. So if you're going to that 8K range, I think I prefer him over Kyrie. Kyrie is definitely in a good matchup, though, going up against Atlanta, who really struggles against point guards. I believe Kyrie had like a monster game against Atlanta when he faced them earlier this year. Both guys are definitely in play, but I think I'd prefer Lillard if you're going to that range. Then in this mid-tier, I think there's some good options here. One of my 5 plays coming from this mid-range. And I really like Dennis Schroeder today at just 6,600 going up against Boston. I think this price tag on Dennis Schroeder is just way too cheap. Obviously a pretty solid matchup. He should be guarded by Kyrie. Schroeder should be guarded by Kyrie, so that's a better matchup than being guarded by Marcus Smart or Jaylen Brown, who are solid defenders. When Schroeder did play Boston earlier this year, did have a solid game, put up 39 DraftKings points, had 23 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds, played 35 minutes, was a competitive game the first time these teams played. So if this game can stay competitive, really good spot for Dennis Schroeder at just 6,600. I think he definitely returns value on that salary if this game stays close, which I think it definitely can. Atlanta's playing at home, so that should help with the blowout potential. Hopefully them playing at home, they won't get embarrassed in their home court. So I like rolling with Dennis Schroeder in that mid-tier point guard today. Definitely a guy I really have my eye on. I think I prefer him over guys like Mitchell or Lou Williams. Lou Williams is definitely a good tournament play today. If Patrick Beverley and Gallinari are both out, Lou Williams is going to play a ton of minutes. He's going to chuck when he's on the court. Obviously, that's a really high price tag for him, but he is playing a ton of minutes. He does have upside. So if Beverley and Gallinari are both out, I think you can consider Lou Will. 6,800, definitely a good tournament option in my opinion. But if you're looking in that range for an optimal play, I think Dennis Schroeder at just 6,600 is a really good option. Looking for point guards that are maybe 6K and under, some value plays we can target here. Aren't a ton of value plays I'm really in love with today. Obviously, JJ Barea is always a good guy for value, for cash at least, because he usually gets 5x, which is usually what you want for your cash games. So if you need a cheap cash game, point guard, a little cheap value play, I think JJ Barea at 4,300 definitely can return value on that salary. Barea's pretty much been living in the mid-20s when it comes to fantasy scoring. And if he gets you mid-20s off this price tag, obviously that's good value. So if you want a cheap cash game, point guard at 4,300, JJ Barea would definitely be a guy with target. But yeah, guys, those are some point guards I have my eye on today. Those are some guys I'm going to be looking to target. Let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. All right, so at shooting guard, some options I think we can target here. Obviously, CJ McCollum's in a good spot going up against Sacramento. I think I prefer just to find a little bit more salary to get up to Dame, but if you want to get exposure to Portland, Portland's probably going to be able to score plenty of points on Sacramento, so I think CJ is definitely in play, 7,100. So if you want to pay up a shooting guard, he'd probably be a guy with target. I think I prefer Tyreke Evans at 7K if Mike Conley is out. If Mike Conley does not play, then Tyreke Evans, with Mike Conley out, has been playing really well lately, just been crushing, been getting nice minutes as well. I believe Conley's been out like the last 2 or 3 games, and Tyreke Evans has been crushing, been playing 29, 33, pretty much mid-30s in minutes, 41, 40, and 44 DraftKings points in his last 3 games. So if Mike Conley does not play today, go with Tyreke Evans here. If Conley plays, I'd probably just, if you're going to pay up for shooting guard, if Conley plays, just go with CJ McCollum at 7,100. Don't think I'm going to be on Klay Thompson at 6,900. Klay's always in play for tournaments, but for cash, he hasn't really been paying off his price tag much this year. So I think if you're going to pay up a shooting guard, go with Tyreke Evans if Mike Conley is out. If Conley plays, then go to McCollum. Don't think I'm going to be on Thompson unless it's like a tournament play, just hoping he gets hot. But looking at other shooting guards that we can target that are cheaper, I think there are some value plays like 6K and under we can target here. Rodney Hood did start on Friday with Ricky Rubio out. If Rubio misses this game, Hood continues to start. He could definitely be a guy we target at 5,500. I am recording this on Friday night. It's about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Rodney Hood isn't having that good of a game against Brooklyn. He's only got like 10 DraftKings points through 3 quarters. But definitely think he's in a spot to bounce back here, especially if Rubio does not play. Hood should continue to start, should see plenty of minutes. So if you want to target him in that mid-tier, him and Joe Ingles, both are guys I think you can target 5,500 and 5,300. Both of them make for good plays if Ricky Rubio does not play today. He is currently questionable, I believe. Looking for guys 5K and under that we can target for value. Another one of my 5 plays is a shooting guard today. He's a value play, 4,900. JJ Redick going up against the Warriors. Really like JJ Redick today as a value play. Like I said earlier, these teams have faced off once this year, and JJ Redick did have a very nice game earlier this year against Golden State. He played 30 minutes in that game and put up 34 DraftKings points, had 17 points, 6 assists, 1 rebound, got 3 steals as well. And Redick's just been playing really well lately. He's been really consistent as of late. So I think this is definitely a good spot for JJ Redick. It's a fast-paced game, should be high-scoring. Hopefully it stays competitive. Redick's been playing a ton of minutes this year with the Sixers, been seeing pretty much mid-30s to upper 30s in minutes just about every night. And if it's a competitive game, he'll sometimes play close to 40 minutes. So in a fast-paced game, should be high-scoring against the Warriors. Just think it's a really good spot for JJ Redick. He has a lot of upside here, especially if he's making his shots. So I definitely like him today as a value play at just 4,900. I think he would be the guy I would target at shooting guard if you need a value play. Don't think I'm going to be on like Terry Rozier. Don't think I'm going to be on Wes Matthews. I already talked about J.J. Barea. He's shooting guard eligible. But if you want to go cheap at shooting guard today, I would target J.J. Redick at 4,900. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for shooting guard today, guys. Those are some guys I have my eye on. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, so up top at small forward today, we've got 2 studs here, Giannis and Kevin Durant. Giannis gets to face the Mavericks. KD's going up against the Sixers. Obviously, these guys are in play. I shouldn't have to tell you to play them. Personally, I don't think I'm going to be paying up for these guys. Giannis just hasn't really been paying off his price tag lately, so I don't think it's very optimal to pay up for him. This game could definitely blow out against Dallas. Dallas is just not a good basketball team. This game could be over by the third quarter. Giannis could only play like 30 minutes here. And like I said, he hasn't really been paying off his price tag lately. For him to return value on that salary for cash games, you're probably going to need like 55, 56 DraftKings points, maybe even a little bit more than that. Obviously, Giannis has that kind of potential. He has 60, 70 point, 80 point upside, so always a good player for tournaments. But I don't think he's going to be a guy I'm trying to force into my lineups today. Same with Kevin Durant going up against the Sixers. Even though KD's really nicely priced at 9,600, he also hasn't really been returning value on his salary. For him to return 5x on that salary, you're going to need close to 50 DraftKings points. He's only really got that twice in his last 4 games. He did put up 48 against the Sixers when they faced earlier this year. He did only play 28 minutes. So if you're going to game stack this game, which I definitely think it is stackable, if you think it's going to stay close and if it's going to be a competitive game, obviously KD is a good play. But I'm not sure if he's the stud I'm trying to jam into my lineups today. I don't think there are really any studs I'm trying to jam in today. I just like this like mid-tier, these 8K, 7K guys. I think there are good options here. I don't think I'm going to be jamming in Giannis, jamming in Harden. We'll get on to Joel Embiid later, but I don't think I'm going to be forcing these guys into my lineups. Obviously, if a value opens up and I can fit them in, obviously I will be doing so, but as of now, definitely like some of these mid-tier options and going with the more balanced lineup today. So I don't think I'm going to have much exposure to these upper tier guys. So looking in this mid tier where there are some good options here, I definitely like Robert Covington in this spot going up against the Warriors. Covington 6,300, that is a pretty high price tag to pay, but he has a ton of upside in this spot. Covington is one of the Sixers' best defenders, so they're going to need him on the court as much as they can get him on the court. He's probably going to have to defend KD, and Covington does play really well in fast-paced games. Obviously, this game's going to be played at a fast pace, should be high scoring. He didn't play that good in their first meeting out against the Warriors. He only played 30 minutes, put up 22 DraftKings points, had 11 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. I think Covington definitely bounces back here, puts up 30-plus DraftKings points. And when he's making his shots, he has the potential to put up 40 to 50 DK points. He's done it before this year. So if you're looking in that mid-tier at small forward, really like Robert Covington today at 6,300. He will be a guy that I'm definitely looking to target into my lineups. And then if you're looking for value at small forward, there isn't a ton here that I really like, just not a ton of guys I'm looking to target. Obviously, guys like Rodney Hood, Joe Ingles, I talked about them earlier, but there aren't a ton of guys here like 5K and under that I'm just thinking are like these great value plays. So I think small forward's probably a position you're going to go to the mid-tier or maybe look to pay up if you can fit in KD or Giannis. Definitely want to target them. PJ Tucker has sort of been pretty consistent lately. He is just 3,800 if you want a straight-up punt. I think he could be a considerable value play. Has been seeing some pretty nice minutes. Did play 33 minutes on Thursday against Phoenix, but that game was a blowout. I believe Tucker got a lot of blowout run. The Rockets usually run like an 8-man rotation, so Tucker's probably going to see mid-20s in minutes pretty much every game. If you think he can get 20 DraftKings points in 20-25 minutes against Memphis, definitely target him as a value play, but I don't think he's a guy I'm just trying to force into my lineups today. So yeah, guys, that's what I'm seeing for small forward. Those are some guys I have my eye on. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. All right, so at power forward, there is one guy up top here that I'm really liking today at 7,600. Draymond Green going up against the Sixers. Love this spot for Draymond Green at 7,600. Really nice price tag on him. When these teams faced off earlier, Draymond Green played really well, had a very nice game. He put up 48 DraftKings points when they faced off earlier this year. Had 10 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks as well. Also got 2 steals. Green has a lot of potential to post a similar outing to that, especially when it comes to the defensive stats, getting the blocks and getting the steals. There is one thing that Joel Embiid does struggle with. It is turning the ball over. If you look at Joel Embiid's game block, he averages 5 turnovers a game. So Draymond Green has a ton of potential to rack up the steals and the blocks in this spot. So if you play on FanDuel or Yahoo where steals and blocks are worth 3 points, I think Draymond Green is a very good play today. If I'm getting exposure to the Warriors, he is definitely a guy I'm going to be looking to target. The guy just does so much fantasy-wise. He'll get points, he'll get rebounds, he'll assist, he'll steal, he'll block. Dude does it all, so love Draymond Green here. One of my favorite plays on this slate at 7,600. I haven't looked at his price on FanDuel or Yahoo, but if you play on those sites, I think Draymond Green's definitely a guy you're going to want to consider today because I definitely think he's going to rack up a ton of steals and blocks in this game, so really like him today. If you're going to pay up at power forward, I think he would be the guy I would target. Obviously, Giannis and KD are good plays. Blake Griffin's always a good play. I definitely prefer Draymond over Al Horford if you're going to go to that 7K range. I'm just really high on Draymond today, really like his matchup, and I think he has a ton of upside going up against Embiid, who will turn the ball over. So Dre would be the guy I would pay up for if you're going to pay up at power forward. But looking, guys, at this mid-tier that we can target, Derek Favors has seen his price rise a lot. He's up to 6,200 today. Obviously, with Rudy Gobert out, Favors is going to play a lot of minutes. Like I said earlier, I am recording this on Friday night. Not really sure how Favors is playing tonight. I did have a lot of exposure to him against Brooklyn. This is definitely another good matchup going up against Orlando, going up against Nikola Vucevic, who is not a very good defender. So I think if you want to target Derek Favors here at the mid-range at power forward, definitely would target him, 6,200. He's going to play a lot of minutes with Rudy Gobert out. He's in a good matchup against Nikola Vucevic, who, like I said, is not a very good defender. So really like Favors in that 6K range. If you're looking to go there at power forward, I would target him. And then looking for some value power forwards, I think Marcus Morris at 4,800 could be a guy we definitely consider today. Morris doesn't play a ton of minutes, which is definitely scary, but this guy does have upside when he's on the court. He will grab you points or grab rebounds. He'll get points. Even when he only played 25 minutes against Brooklyn, still put up 36 DraftKings points. On Thursday against Golden State, played 26 minutes, put up 22 DraftKings points. And in a matchup against the Hawks, who aren't the best defensive team, it's a good spot for Marcus Morris. If you want to go for a cheap power forward or small forward, he's eligible at both positions. I would target him here at 4,800. And then there are 2 more power forwards I like for value. First one, 4,500 Dario Saric going up against Golden State. Sarge has been playing a lot of minutes lately. Dude's been playing pretty much mid-30s, close to 30 minutes just about every night. So he is a guy I think you want to consider for value today at just 4,500. When he faced off against the Warriors earlier this year, Sarge he played 27 minutes, had 26 DraftKings points, 14 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. A pretty solid game from Sarge. He is very cheap today. He's only 4,500. You're not going to need much from him to return value. So if you want to target him as a value play, I think he's definitely in consideration at 4,500. And then the last guy at power forward is at 4,400. Ryan Anderson going up against Memphis. I've said this before with Ryan Anderson, but just play this guy when he's on the road. We saw it against Phoenix. Dude was making a ton of shots on the road. Put up 24 points in that game. Had 4 rebounds as well. 33 DraftKings points. If you just look at Ryan Anderson's home and road splits this year, through 7 games at home, Anderson has only averaged 18 DraftKings points, whereas on the road he's averaged 26 DK points. And the Rockets have faced Memphis 3 times this year, and Ryan Anderson has averaged 26 DraftKings points in the 3 games that he has faced Memphis. And if you get 26 from him, that's obviously hitting value. So if you want another cheap power forward, if you are wanting to go cheap at power forward or center, he's eligible at both positions. Ryan Anderson, 4,400, definitely would be a guy I would target. But yeah, guys, that's some power forwards I'm looking to target today. Let's go ahead and move on to center. All right, so at center, up top at this position, we've got Joel Embiid. He's 10K going up against the Warriors. I don't think I'm going to be playing Joel Embiid here, even though he's coming off probably the best game of his career, I believe. He did put up 90 DraftKings points against the Lakers on Wednesday. He played 34 minutes in that game. Like I said, 90 DK points, had 46 points, 7 assists, 15 rebounds, also got 7 blocks. Just a monster game from Embiid. At this price tag, I just don't think I'm going to be looking to roster Embiid today. His price rose $1,400. When he faced the Warriors earlier this year, Embiid really struggled. Only played 25 minutes, had 24 DK points, only had 12 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. Just not a good game from Embiid. Obviously, I don't think he's going to bust again and put up 24 DK points, but I don't think Embiid's going to get 50 to 60, which is kind of what you need if you're going to roster him at this price tag. If I'm going to get exposure to the Sixers today, I'm probably going to do it with JJ Redick and Ben Simmons. Just don't think I'm going to have much exposure to Embiid, especially at this price tag that's really expensive at 10K for him. So I think we're going to want to go a little bit cheaper at center. There are some good options here, Marc Gasol being one of them. He's 1,800 less than Embiid and is in a really good spot going up against the Rockets in an up-and-pace spot. Memphis will be playing at a faster pace here going up against Houston. And if Mike Conley is out today, Marc Gasol is definitely going to be a guy we want to target. We saw the kind of upside that Gasol has with Conley out. He played 39 minutes in their last game against the Pacers. Conley didn't miss that game. And Gasol put up 70 DraftKings points in that game, 35 points, 5 assists, 5 blocks, and 13 rebounds. Just a monster game from Marc Gasol. So if you want to pay up at center today, I think Gasol would be the guy I would target, especially if Mike Conley is out. He is a guy you definitely are going to want to have your eye on. 8,200. But another one of my 5 plays is coming from center at 6,900. Jusuf Nurkic going up against Sacramento. Just love this spot for Nurkic. The Kings just can't defend centers right now. They just got totally torched by Dwayne Dedmon the other day. I believe Dedmon had like 50 DraftKings points against Sacramento. So if Dwayne Dedmon can get 50 against Sacramento, I think Nurkic can definitely get 40 in this spot. Like I said, Sacramento just can't defend bigs. They really can't defend anybody. So love this spot for Jusuf Nurkic. Really like his price tag as well at just 6,900. If this game stays close, I don't see how he doesn't pay off this price. So he is a guy I have a ton of interest in today. In that 6K range at center, he would be the guy I would target there. There are other options in that range like Vucevic going up against Utah, who is going to be without Rudy Gobert, so that's a better spot for Vuce. But I think I'd just try and find $100 to get up to Nurkic. Same with Dwight Howard. I think I'd just try and find $100 to get up to Nurkic. And Capella's obviously in a really tough matchup, having to go up against Marc Gasol, who is a very good defender, so probably not going to be on Capella. DeAndre Jordan, don't think I really have a lot of interest in him. If I'm going to that range at center, it's going to be with Nurkic today. Another guy I really like today is at 5,200, and that is Dwayne Dedmon going up against Boston. When these teams faced off earlier this year, Dwayne Dedmon had a monster game against Boston. He did play a ton of minutes in that game, which definitely something I like to see. He played 35 minutes when they faced off earlier this year. Dedmon had 42 DraftKings points, put up 19 points and 12 rebounds, got the double-double. The minutes is what I really like to see, though. Dedmon did play a ton of minutes against Boston when they faced off earlier this year, so obviously they're going to need him to be out on the court to go up against Al Horford. They're going to need someone with size to be out there. And Dedmon is a guy that when he gets the minutes, he's going to produce. If you just look at his game log, 22 minutes, put up 28 DraftKings points, 27 minutes, put up 22, 13 minutes, put up 20, 24 minutes against Sacramento, like I said earlier, had that monster game, 55 DraftKings points. So if Dedmon's going to get even close to 30 minutes, he's obviously going to be a guy we want to target, especially at 5,200. And like I said, I think they're going to need his size to be out there to go up against Al Horford. I think he is going to have to play some good minutes here. So he's a guy I really have some interest in today at 5,200. I definitely think if you want to go cheap at center, he would be a guy I would target. And then one more cheap center that I think you can target is at 4,800. John Henson going up against the Mavericks. We all know the Mavericks are a terrible rebounding team, so it's obviously a good spot for John Henson to dominate the boards. And Henson's minutes have been a lot more consistent as of late, which is something we like to see. In his last 4 games, played 32, 26, 25, and 28 minutes. So Henson's pretty much locked in for mid-20s, close to 30 minutes just about every night. And going up against a team that doesn't rebound well, Henson should definitely be able to get 10-plus rebounds. Probably will be able to get a double-double. So if you want to target him as another value center, 4,800, I think he makes a lot of sense today. And yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it for center. There are other options here that I talked about earlier, like Sarge, Anderson. You can play these guys at center. There are also options if you want to go cheap. But yeah, that's it for center. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Make sure you cut on notifications as well. Be sure to hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button, and that will notify you every time I upload. So also make sure you do that as well, guys. Would definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video. Good luck tonight. Peace.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, she shaking fast. Yeah, she dropping slow. Huh? What? Yeah, neck on fro. Whoa, 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 whoa.